Ethiopia's Addis Ababa appears as a modern international city with the African Union headquarters, prompting some to call it the continent's diplomatic capital. But rights groups say tensions are boiling beneath the surface from Ethiopia's war with Tigrayan forces that saw thousands of Tigrayans last year arbitrarily arrested and abused after the government claimed some Tigrayans in the capital of being undercover agents. VOA spoke to a Tigrayan man, his identity hidden for safety, who said he was released in February after being jailed in the capital for 3 months in a makeshift prison.
The police might have mood swings that you might get kicked. There are a lot of ways we were kicked. I personally also was kicked one day for doing nothing. I did nothing. I was about to take a shower. Guys who were kicked a lot of times. They only need a reason to kick you.
Rights groups like Amnesty International say ethnically motivated detentions increased days after the government declared a state of emergency in early November following threats by Tigrayan forces to attack the city. Samur, who declined to give his full name, says he fled to Uganda in March after being held for nearly 3 months in a prison in Addis Ababa.
Astonishing, to learn that there were kids with us there. I specifically remember this kid. He was in grade 7. He barely began high school, and he wasn't even born in Tigray. His father is a Tigrayan, and his mother is not even Tigrayan.
In May, the death in custody of a Tigrayan general and a former commander in the African Union mission in Somalia, General Gebremeddin Fikadu, sparked protests in the capital. Reuters reported in June at least 15,000 Tigrayans were detained between November and February, and that 17 died in custody, some after being taken from the capital to a prison in the town of Mizan Teferi. VOA spoke to another Tigrayan man, his identity also hidden, who recalls the state of inmates transferred from the Mizan Teferi prison to his prison.
5 prisoners had to share 1 loaf of bread and 2 liters of water for 3 days. That means 1 glass of water per person per day. All were in terrible condition. They were very hungry and thirsty.
VOA could not independently verify the reported deaths and allegations of abuse while in custody. The state-funded human rights organisation, Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, claims all Tigrayans held arbitrarily in the capital have been released.
All the arrests, mass arrests, and that happened during that period, connected in relation in particular to the state of emergency, have ceased since the lifting of the state of emergency around February. Yes, to our knowledge, all the people have been released.
Ethiopia lifted its 6-month state of emergency in February, but the Commission in late June confirmed reports that 9,000 Tigrayans are still being held in the town of Samara and called for their immediate release. Ethiopia's government did not respond to VOA's request for comment, but has in the past denied any ethnically motivated arrests or abuse of Tigrayans. Henry Wilkins for VOA News, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.